like myself, we have the microphone, so I'm speaking and you're listening. But you know, one of the most educational things that someone like myself can do is actually listen to people. To listen to them and learn from them. When I listen to people, I realize where urf is. Like how much people know or don't know. And sometimes from the questions that I get, surprisingly, even in Muslim countries, I realize our youth are you know, like I just came from Pakistan where nearly 70% or even more of the population is under 28. Like they're very young. It's an insanely young country. And a lot of they don't know. The kinds of questions they're asking, you would expect sometimes that somebody who's raised in a Muslim country would know some things. They don't, and I don't blame them. So if they're not acting on something that they don't even know and they don't even understand, then it's not their fault. Then our job is to raise the awareness so they can actually act on something. And then we can advise. But what we see sometimes is people aren't acting on the value system that Allah has given. People aren't acting on the instructions of Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we have to condemn them and we have to go after them. We have to, wait, hold on a second. Let's raise the bar a little first. Let's treat them like a human being first. You know, let's dignify them first. Let's help them understand first. And you might be surprised how quickly they mature and grow into something that you won't even believe. Comment and I'll come on the flip side. One quick comment is that which is recognized. You see, I consider myself very much a student of Allah's book. Like I'm nowhere near a scholar. I know scholars, and the more I get to know scholars, the more I realize how much nowhere near that I am. But I can tell you this. The journey of learning this deen is a journey of humility. The more you study it, the more you learn it, the more you recognize that you don't know much at all. And when you realize that, you don't find yourself in a position to lecture someone else on what they're doing right and wrong so easily. It's not that easy anymore. You realize there are some things in which, to the best of your understanding, you know this, but there are things that are mukhtalaf fihi. There are things in which even the scholars were not explicitly clear, or they had debates among themselves. So if I see somebody with, let's just say, a beard length that is different from my own, let's just say I see somebody else with, you know, the pants above or below the ankles or something, and I say, you know what, I Googled this. I already saw 5 YouTube videos on this with people that have way better beards than you. And therefore, I know for a fact that this guy, because of the pair of jeans he's wearing, is going to the hellfire, and I gotta do Amr bin Ma'ruf. This is the kind of thing, you know what that illustrates? An absolute lack of humility to knowledge. An absolute lack of humility. In our mind, we're actually doing Amr bin Ma'ruf. But in reality, it's just projecting one's own ego. And it's also broadcasting one's own lack of knowledge and depth. That's why that's broadcasting. If I can just humble myself to what I don't know, if I can just simply humble myself to that, the depth and the richness of our tradition is that we shouldn't just be quick to pass judgments and, you know, pseudo fatwas because we've seen a couple of posts or we've read a couple of articles. Well, how much time and knowledge have we spent? And then on the flip side of that, are you saying you can't say anything is wrong? Everything's okay? You should just shut up? That's the flip side of it. So let's talk about the flip side of it. There are some things that are absolutely fundamentally right and wrong. And not just this deen, this is the religion of Ibrahim, millata abikum Ibrahim. It's been passed down since then, and what is right will always be right, what is wrong will always be wrong, and you don't need to be a faqih or a scholar or a great student of ilm to know that.